Today's story isn't just about a cracked pot. It's about all of us. Because somewhere inside, each of us carries a small crack, a flaw, an imperfection, something that makes us feel incomplete. But sometimes, it's that very imperfection that becomes our greatest beauty. Once upon a time, in a peaceful little village, there lived a farmer. Every morning, he carried a long pole across his shoulders, and on each end of the pole hung a pot. He would walk down to the lake, fill both pots with water, and carry them home. This was his routine, day after day, year after year. But as time passed, one of the pots developed a small crack, and whenever the farmer filled it with water, a few drops would leak out along the way. By the time he reached home, the cracked pot held only half the water it started with. The other pot, which was perfect, often mocked the cracked one. It would say proudly, "Look at me. I serve my master completely. Not a single drop wasted. But you're useless. You waste half his effort every single day. One day he'll throw you away." Hearing this every day, the cracked pot began to feel miserable. It felt ashamed and broken. Convinced that it had failed its master, finally one morning the pot gathered the courage to speak. It said softly, "Master, I'm so sorry. Because of my crack, you lose so much water every day I've become useless. Maybe it's time you replaced me." The farmer smiled gently and said, "My dear pot, tomorrow morning, when we walk back from the lake, I want you to look carefully at the side of the path where you hang. Then we'll talk." The next morning, the farmer filled both pots and began his walk home as usual. As they moved along the path, the cracked pot noticed something strange. On its side of the trail, bright, colorful flowers were blooming, red, yellow, pink, and blue, dancing in the morning sunlight. The sight filled the pot's heart with joy. For the first time, it felt proud. But when they reached home, the sadness returned. It said, "Master, the flowers were beautiful, but I still failed you. I still brought home only half the water." The farmer looked at the pot with kind eyes and said, "My dear friend, don't you see? Those flowers are there because of you. When I realized you had a crack, I decided to plant flower seeds along your side of the path. Every day, as we walked from the lake, you watered them, drop by drop, and now the entire path is filled with beauty and fragrance. You didn't just carry water, you carried life. You turned your flaw into something beautiful." Friends, this story isn't just about that pot. It's about us. Every person has a flaw, a weakness, something they wish they could change. But what if that weakness is the very thing that makes you special? Instead of hiding your cracks, embrace them. Because sometimes God allows us to be a little cracked so that through us, others may bloom. So the next time you look in the mirror, remember this. When you see the moon, you see God's beauty. When you see the sun, you see His power. And when you see yourself, you see His most beloved creation. Believe in yourself. Love your imperfections, because even your cracks have a purpose. We'll meet again in the next story. If you like this one, don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. And if there's a topic or problem you'd like us to cover, write it down in the comments. We'll make a story just for you.